it's Melissa Phillips, and today I'm here to share with you my Stamper's First Aid card. This is the card that I made transforming one of our forum members' cards. And first off, I just have to say I loved her card. I love that she's able to create in one layer, and I wish that I could do that. But it's just not in me. So here we go with my card, and I'll try and explain my way of thinking. Help you get inside my brain a little bit. What we'll do is go ahead and start with vintage cream card stock as our card base, and it measures 7.5 by 5 1/4. And you're just going to fold that in half, and then we're going to cut a 5 by 3.5 inch block of Simply Chartreuse dot paper. We'll go ahead and adhere that with the left edge right up against the fold, just leaving a bit of the vintage cream showing around the edges. Our next step is fine linen stripe paper, and it's going to go right in the middle of our card. It measures 4.5 by 3 1/4 inches. It's going to go right there. Okay, next comes our stamping. I used the Heart to Heart number 5 stamp set and the dies that coordinate. And I'm going to use dark chocolate ink and stamp a couple of different strings across the top of my card. And they're just going to kind of go zigzag back and forth so that the banners drape back and forth across the card, but we're not going to go all the way down. I liked how the original card just had a fun, simple layer at the top, so I held back. Girls, I wanted to go all the way out, but no, I held back, and we're just doing 2 banners. You'd be so proud of me. 2 strands of banners. Okay, then I have used the coordinating dies and Simply Jane pattern paper, vintage cream cardstock, Simply Chartreuse felt, and I've just gone ahead and started stamping. So we're mixing in here 1 more color than the original card had on it. It had Craft and Hibiscus Burst. And I like to mix in a 3rd just because it adds just a little bit more interest and character. So that's where I started bringing in the Simply Chartreuse in different patterns, the felt because it gives you texture, it makes it touchable, kind of just draws you into the card a little bit. And then I added a stripe here, and also we've got patterns here in this banner with the Simply Jane pattern paper. So just a few different things. You've already got the stamp set, you've already got the coordinating dies, so now just bring in some patterns and make the card come to life. So we're just going to start assembling the banner and mixing in these patterns. You see my nice little goof here up in the top corner? Well, I'm covering it up with the banner. Voila! I don't have to start over, thank goodness. Okay, this little banner portion right here was stamped with spring moss. It ties in just wonderfully well with my color combination. Next comes a little banner stamped in Hibiscus Burst. And then I'm going to add a little felt banner right here. Okay, so we're bringing in texture and patterns and just adding a little character. And then I'm just going to stagger the very same patterns and such down here on my 2nd strand. finish it with this simple little girl right here. Okay. Next, what we'll do before we start adding more bulk with our ribbon and our buttons and such is I will go ahead and I'll stamp my sentiment. And the sentiment used on the original card is from the Trendy Treetops stamp set. One of my favorites. And it just simply says Hello You on it, and I'm going to stamp it again in the dark chocolate ink. Right here to the right beneath our second strand of banners. Okay, then I wanted to make sure that I added in some craft because the original card had craft, hibiscus burst, and a little bit of vintage cream. So I wanted to be sure I added in some craft because I really liked that color combination. I think sometimes it's hard to know what to do with craft when you bring in bright colors because it is such a subtle color, but there are definite ways of doing it just by mixing in patterns and texture. So I've gone ahead and I've measured a strip of craft cardstock that fits right across the bottom of the striped paper. I've run it through my die cut machine using the small scallop border. And then I wasn't quite satisfied. I'm sorry. I try to be a simple girl, but it just doesn't happen very easily for me. So, gotta be myself. What I'm going to do is I'm going to add a bit of adhesive tape right here across the bottom. Okay, and then I'm going to peel off the top layer. And it reveals the sticky adhesive side. Okay, and this is how I apply my glitter. Super easy. All you need is a piece of paper that you folded in half so you've got a nice crease there, okay? Place your little tacky surface right there on your sheet of paper. I use ultrafine Prisma glitter. It's so pretty. And I'm just going to lightly shake it over the surface that needs to be coated. And then I'm just going to tap it. The excess comes off super easily. What you can do if you happen to have a paintbrush, foam brush, is lightly dust off the excess so that you've just got glitter right where you want glitter. Okay, and there you go. You've got your perfect little embellished scallop piece. Then all you've got to do is fold your little scrap piece of paper up in half. That glitter will fall right into the crease, and then you can just lightly dump it back into your container and you haven't wasted any. So a little glitter goes a long way. Okay, here we are back to our card, and I'm going to adhere our little fun scallop border across the bottom. It just dresses up that craft just a little bit so that you've kind of got a little bling in there with the bright. I think that's kind of what you need when you use bright, bold colors with craft, is maybe bring in a bright white, something sparkly, bright color, something like that. And you notice that I didn't adhere it all the way down. I wanted some of the stripes still showing. Okay, now what we're going to do is dress up our banner just a bit. You could end here if you wanted to, but I'm going to add a few extra touches. I've used paper tray inks, white silk ribbon, and I've just tied 3 small bows. And I'm just going to stagger them here and there to bring in some texture, a little bit of dimension, and just to dress it up a little bit. Okay, Then what I've done is I've tied 3 fine linen buttons with pink embroidery floss, and I'm just going to kind of randomly place them. I'm not putting them in the gap between all of the pennants, but just here and there. I like to do things randomly so that there's not a whole lot of pattern to it. Okay, and then if you happen to have some match or coordinating adhesive gems or pearls, you could use those, and that's what I've done is I've used cream adhesive pearls, and I'm just going to place them here and there, the gaps in between, to finish off my card. It pays to have long fingernails, I tell you, but they're not for me. Okay, so there you go. Your card is finished. It's just my take on the original, which was perfect and I loved. I was thankful to have that card to inspire me to create my own, and I hope that you like it. I hope that I've helped you understand how I think as I create. Things that are really important to me are patterns and bringing in maybe 1 or 2 more colors and bringing in a little glitter, and of course the buttons and the finishing touches are things that I'm not able to create without. I love how other people do it. They create magic very simply, but it's just not something I'm good at. So thank you so much for stopping by, and I hope you're enjoying Stamp-a-Faire.